Please stay tuned for a brief message from Jimmy Aiken.
As Advent begins, StarQuest is producing more than 50 hours of shows each month, bringing faith and reason into conversations that matter. Each hour of content takes at least 10 to 15 hours to create, and much more than that on Mysterious World, given all the research and writing that I do. Our patrons make that possible. This season, we're inviting listeners to become monthly patrons at $10 or more, or to increase by $10 monthly. As a thank you, you'll receive a Mysterious World sticker signed by Dom Bettinelli and me. And right now, a generous supporter is matching all new and increased monthly gifts up to $15,000 through Epiphany, doubling your impact. Visit sqpn.com/give to become a patron today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dom Bettinelli, and you're listening to The Secrets of Technology, where we discuss the technology news that's important to you from a uniquely Catholic point of view. Joining me today on the panel are Joanne Mercier. Hey, Joanne.
Hey, Dom. Merry Advent.
Merry Advent. And Leo Devick. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Dom. How's it going?
Good. Yeah, so we're rolling into Christmas. We're halfway through almost Advent. And we're continuing our annual gift guide series, and I want to get right into it. This year, we're kind of each picking a theme, perhaps. You don't have to pick a theme, but if you had a theme, you could pick it. And I'm doing, since I have to do 4 of these, I have to come up with 4 different themes, so that's fun. But Joanne, let's go with you first. What did you pick for a theme for your gifts this year?
Well, since I always seem to be the Alex Lindsay of this group, meaning I go for the expensive items, I decided to go with Apple products, but then pairing them up with something a little more reasonably priced.
Okay.
To go with them.
Good. So why don't you get started then and start off with your first gift ideas?
Okay, well, the first one is actually something I'm sleuthing right now for my husband, which is an iPhone 16e. Now, those of us who love, Apple products and gadgets anyway would say, well, why would you want to pick that phone? I've discovered that the iPhone 16e is for everyone else who doesn't care about all the bells and whistles.
Yep.
And that is my husband. My husband is going to be shifting from an iPhone 12.
Wow.
Right. He has a 12. So in looking at the 16e, I discovered it's a 12. Actually, just bumped up.
Yeah.
And reasonably priced too. I mean, it starts at $599, but its specs are basically the same as a 12, just with a much, the 18 chip instead of the 14 chip.
Right.
It has a little bit more hardware accelerated gadgets in it. It's got way more hours of video playback, 17 on the 12 versus 26 on the 16. And the only thing that's a downside is the camera. But again, my husband is not looking at that. He wants a phone, believe it or not. And he's in the Apple ecosystem.
Right.
So this is the kind, he uses iPad more than anything else. So sometimes when we're trying to buy for others, we really need to find out what they want.
Yeah.
Not so much what we want to give them.
And I gotta say, the A18, I mean, the brand new the 17s have a 19. I mean, it's just it's 1 year older, 1 generation older. So it's not that old.
Right.
And the size, it's actually the smallest. It's a 6.1 compared to the 6.3 of the 17 and the 17 Pro. So, and I know there are still plenty of people who want a smaller phone, and they'd take a phone even smaller than that, frankly. My wife would.
Yeah, and size for him, it's thinness. He doesn't like how thick my phone is.
Right.
So this one is still, the E is still thin.
Right.
Okay. And, and it doesn't have the dynamic island, but he looks at that on mine and goes, what the heck?
Yeah.
So it still has a notch.
Right.
But, it is something that he would use and be happy with. So sometimes the latest, the greatest with all the bells and whistles, just find out what they want first.
Right.
But to pair it up, with something that's a little bit more reasonably priced, everybody always wants that iPhone case, when they get their new phone. And I've had luck with the Shieldon cases. Now, they're actually wallets, because us old people drop our phones a little bit more often. And the wallet is much better. I mean, I use a wallet for the winter time up here in New England because there's snow and ice. And dropping this phone on snow and ice is not a good thing.
Yeah.
But the wallet, it's got the magnetic closure. It doesn't have one of those little straps. It is a decent leather. You can put comfortably 2 credit cards in it and slide a couple of bills in it. And I put a credit card in my license because I hate to carry a pocketbook. I'm not a normal woman. I don't carry everything in my pocketbook. But this leather case has done me quite well. It's only $31.
Wow.
So, and it comes in a good array of colors. And they have it not just for the 16E, but you can go up and down the line. They've been around for a while, and they're on Amazon.
The one downside is that you can't MagSafe through it. You just have to plug it in. Yes, you can. You can? Oh.
Yes, you can.
Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't realize that. Usually you can't.
It's on my stand every night.
Nice.
Sideways.
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
Yes, it is. So it works really well.
Wow.
There's a real good magnet inside this thing.
That's awesome.
I
So it'll charge right through the case.
Mm-hmm. I recommend it highly.
That's wow. And for $31. Is it real leather or leather?
It's not pleather, but it's not fine Corinthian leather.
I saw an interview with him once with Ricardo Montalban, and it was asked, is there such a thing as Corinthian leather? He said, as a marketing guy came up with it. He said it sounded good.
Right. Fine Corinthian leather. Yeah, sure. But it's not bad. So that's my first one.
Okay. Well, so what's next on the list?
Next on the list is the AirPod Pro 3s. Mm-hmm. I have the 2s and I love them. And the good thing about the AirPod Pros is that you can do a little bit more with them than you can with your regular AirPods. Although the regular AirPods are getting better, I like the noise cancellation on this, as well as if I were to upgrade now, the blood pressure monitoring is, right in my alley. But the sound is incredible. Yes. That is the biggest thing. I mean, I'm a music person. I'm going to go for sound. So these things are clear, crisp. The only thing I cannot get used to just myself is total noise cancellation. It pops my eardrums for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on an airplane and it's sucking out the sound, like everything in my head. But for the price, $249, and there are a lot of sales going on right now. I've seen them down as low as $199 right now.
By the way, the live translation feature, I haven't used it like with people yet, but I was watching a TV show and there was like people speaking Spanish without subtitles, and I was curious. So I turned it on and it was delayed, but it was doing it. It was
really,
it was remarkable. I mean, it's not ideal conditions, trying to get it off the TV and stuff, but it was doing it. I had to say I was impressed. It's living in Star Trek. That's really
it is living in Star Trek.
Yeah,
that's so cool. I gotta keep that on the list because I know I'm headed to Italy here for my honeymoon in a couple months. I'm like, wow, maybe it's time to get some AirPods. And
give it a try. I wish I'd had them when I was over there. Yeah.
It's perfect. And of course, you're going to want to get a case for the case.
Yeah.
And the Ornato silicone case. I have that one. I've had it now for 2 years. And it's a decent case. Look, it's $10. It's going to keep your case from scratching. You can charge through the case. It's another one of those things.
Yep.
And yes, they give you one of those little lanyards. The only thing the lanyard's good for me is finding the case in my bag.
Right.
If I find the lanyard, I can usually find the rest of the case.
Yeah. I recommend a case for your AirPods case because I have one that has a place for an AirTag in it. but the newer cases actually are Find My capable already, so you don't really need an AirTag. So you don't really need that. But I like having the case also because it's grippy. Like
yes,
the AirPod case is slippery. I'm always afraid of dropping the darn things. So having a case makes you hold on to it. So yeah, that's great. Excellent. What's next?
Now, the next one, I've paired two things together that are good for your iPhones and your AirPods. First of all, it's the Crea Dream, I guess, aluminum stand for the MagSafe charger. I have one of those. I've had it for a couple of years now. This is probably, and I've had a couple of different stands. This is probably the best stand because the charger really sits in there well. Because every time, sometimes when you put a charger in these things, you try to take the phone away and everything comes apart.
Right.
This one is probably the best. It also has some kind of, I want to say a little bit of a felt around it. So were you to put a phone without a case on it, it's not going to scratch it all the time, which is kind of nice. I mean, for $13.99, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And what I do to charge my AirPods is I turn it over like upside down or on its side, and it will then take the AirPods without falling off.
Okay.
And
now
charge them.
This uses your already Apple MagSafe charger that you get with the phone. You know, it's not built into it. So that's what makes it so inexpensive.
Well, and the thing is that if you want to ever take them apart, like you don't want to take the stand somewhere and you just want to use the charger, then you're not, it's not glued together. You can, it's versatile, which is what I like.
Yeah.
But I've also seen the Belkin charging pads because the MagSafe charger itself is $40. Belkin is selling you 2 of the charging pads for $30. And the Belkin is a good product. And I know somebody who has those, and they have one at the office and one at home. And I'm not sure if they'll work with the stand, but even if they don't, 2 chargers for that price and a decent product in there, I believe 15 watts.
Yeah, I don't think they'll work with the stand because they're not MagSafe, they're Qi chargers.
Right.
So they won't magnetize to the phone.
Right. But these are good if you're looking for something for both things. You're looking for something to throw in a case, take with you. The Belkin are good.
Yeah, that's that for $30. That's good.
Yeah,
and 15 watts is fast charger, so that's good.
Exactly.
All right. What else do you have?
This is on my Christmas list. The iPad Pro M5 13-inch. I have an M1 right now. My iPad 13-inch is my go-to everything. It runs live streams. It is my music book when I'm playing at church. It holds all my music. I do everything on here. And eventually it will be my laptop replacement. Because now with 26, it really is starting to come into its own. I can start to work on it and not feel like how many machinations do I have to go through?
Right.
It's becoming a lot more laptop-like. So the new ones are faster. Of course, all the new ones are faster. But I need that. Right now, my camera is to the side. It's killing me. I've always got my hands on it.
Right.
I need that camera to be moved.
Right. So yeah, when it's in landscape mode, the camera is actually in the middle of the top as opposed to on the left-hand side.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm wondering is this. I use a program called Fourscore for my music storage, and I use it for playing at Mass. Fourscore allows you to wink at it to turn the page. And right now, of course, my camera is above. I'm wondering if it goes to the side, if it's going to change.
Oh, right.
Because the wink is kind of, and of course, I've said to people, no, I don't have a tick. I'm using it to change the page.
Say if the camera changed, you might have to just turn your head and do a little wink for that side of the...
Well, it also allows you to nod but I nod when I play anyway, so I didn't want to start turning pages.
That's clever. I've seen some people have like a little, like an extra pedal they'll push to turn the pages on there, but that's actually kind of neat. That's totally hands-free. Don't accidentally step on it or something. So
it
that's
comes
cool.
it's inside the program, but I've had the pedal, and my pedal is so old that my backwards doesn't work anymore.
Oh no.
Maybe you could get one that's voice activated so that you just go woohoo every time you need to change the
At
page.
church. Yeah, Dom. Tell me how good that would go over.
The code word is Alleluia, and there's a whole season you can't even use that in.
You can't use it in Lent. That would be terrible. But no, people say, do you need a pro? You need a pro if you're using it as your daily. I really think the Air is good. My husband has an Air. It works for him. But if you're using this in multiple ways daily, I think paying the money, a little bit extra money for the pro is really better. And
like you said, for the 16E, like for the, if you need more, you need more.
Right.
For me, I had a M1 Pro that when I upgraded, I went to an Air, because I decided to spend the difference in cost on getting the 13-inch as opposed to the 11-inch. But I don't use it like you do. So it made sense for me. I use it for a lot of things, but not like you do. So it didn't make sense to get all that horsepower for nothing.
Right.
So.
And I also use it as a second monitor at work, which is why I paired it with the 12 South Hoverbar Duo iPad stand.
I have one of those.
Oh, this thing is beautiful.
Yep.
It's sturdy. You can put your iPad in it. It doesn't move unless you want it to. I have had no problems with it whatsoever. And it's the perfect thing to use as the second monitor.
Yeah. I have this in my kitchen on the counter for when I'm cooking. I can put the iPad. I use my iPad for doing recipes. I don't like having the iPad on the counter because you spill stuff, I like it having it up high in front of my face. And it works great there. I love it. Even when if I have the phone, I sometimes just prop the phone in.
I do the same thing.
It works.
I do the same thing. I cradle it. I cradle it right there. And
yeah, it's great. Yeah. The 12 South Hoverbar Duo is a great iPad stand for a lot of things.
It's worth the $80.
Definitely.
Most definitely.
All right. And what else?
And my last one. If you are considering a computer, consider the Mac Mini for $599 starting price. It is a powerhouse. It really is. I had bought the M4 this year. That was my birthday present. And it is, I can't say enough good things about it between the horsepower, and I jacked it up. So I paid way more than $599. And I considered not doing that and going with my companion thing here, the Satechi Mini Hub and stand for it. I did consider that. But I had a lot of other things around the house that I could use to plug in. I love to MacGyver things. So I'm MacGyvering that. But this little mini stand, I think, is probably good for a lot of people who want to start with the basic one, because your basic one's going to come with 256, of storage, and you're going to get it. I think it's 16 gig.
So RAM. I think it might be a little unclear. So I want to pause. So you have the M4 Mac Mini, and Satechi makes a hub stand for it, and it's the same footprint. The Mac Mini sits on top of it. It looks just like it, and it attaches to the Mac Mini and gives you extra ports, but also a hard drive inside, a SSD inside.
You can
extra
put
storage
up to 4 terabyte in that. Okay, and that's not a bad. I mean, if you buy it with your basic Mac Mini is going to be 256, 16.
Right.
RAM. That's your basic. If what you want to do is probably up the RAM, but leave the hard drive lower and then pick this up. This is only, you can get these on sale. They did have it on sale for Black Friday down to $64.99. But they're $99.99 right now because, it's, closer to Christmas, but they might do it again. The thing is that your basic Mac Mini has no USB-A's.
Right.
And you need to know that going into it because a lot of people have the peripherals that use that USB-A. This Satechi comes with 3 USB-A's and the SD card. So that, for a lot of people, is a big draw because the Mac Mini will come with 3 USB-Cs and an HDMI. So when you put all that together, you pretty much have a great array of options for your peripherals.
Right. Yeah. People talk about like, oh, Mac Studio has more ports than you'll ever need. I'm like, I filled every port on my Mac Studio and I have a 16-port USB hub attached to it.
There you go.
Yeah. I can use all you can never have too many ports. That's my philosophy.
But the good thing about a Mac Mini is it has the power in a little container.
Oh, yeah.
And you can add things to it as you grow into it.
Yeah,
that's why I like it.
I tell people if you're looking for a Mac desktop, you start with a Mac Mini. That's my default where I begin. If you need a Mac Studio, you need a Mac Studio. Right. It's a heavy duty machine. iMacs are okay, but you're kind of tied to that screen. And get a Mac Mini, get a decent monitor, and you're good. I mean, you're in a Mac for not too much money.
Correct.
I totally agree. I agree with that. Great list. So the theme is Apple products and accessories, and it's as always, Joanne. It's a good list for you to get Apple stuff. If you have an Apple person in your life, this is the one to listen to. Well, Leo, you're up next. This is your first gift guide. So did you have a theme when you came up with your gift guide?
I did, going into it, I didn't really, but I kind of thought about stuff that like I'd like or like kind of some of my friends would like, and it kind of evolved to I guess I'll call it like the Curious Nerd. Maybe I think that might be a good title for it.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting off here, item number 1, we have the 8-bit breadboard computer kit made by Ben Eater. So this is really cool. Ben Eater is a independent American educator. He was on, I think, Khan Academy for a bit, and he has all these fabulous YouTube videos where he talks about building these computers from like really simple things. And actually, I found out about this at school. We built this for my digital systems class. So we sit down, you've got all these breadboards, you have all these little chips, your ICs, and you've got jumper wires and capacitors, and that's it. And you put them all together and you build your own 8-bit computer, which is just really cool, really crazy. Wow. Really helps you understand kind of what's going on under the hood. And like, there's a certain part in the project where we had all our hardware, we started programming it. You could see like where the rubber met the road, like where the software and the hardware connected, and like, oh my gosh, really cool. A little bit pricey. It's about $300 for the whole kit. You could probably assemble it all yourself going through like Adafruit or AliExpress. But he sells it independently. He's an independent guy doing this stuff. And all the videos too are free on YouTube as well to watch. So he kind of walks you through the theory, some of the mathematics and design behind building this computer. Really cool. This is fabulous product for the computer nerd in your life, or good product for like parents and kids to work on together too. If you're a STEM parent and you want to get your STEM kids going. So,
and in the end, you have a computer that you can program with like using assembly and can you put an OS
super
on it?
Low. No, it's pretty low level. You only have really 16 register or a couple registers on there. Really small memory, only 16 addresses. Okay. Pretty small instruction set. So you can't really do it's
a proof of it's a concept. It's how does a computer work?
Exactly. Yeah. Like hobbies. It's kind of close to, there's a computer like the Altair that Steve Wozniak worked on, like the beginning ones. So you have kind of like, it's almost like being like that. You're in the garage working all these chips and stuff. And it doesn't do a whole lot, but it's very cool to see just how it works. So that's
cool. That is really cool. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. If you got someone in your life who probably, if you know a person who is already into Arduino or that sort of stuff, this might be the next stage for them. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Excellent. All right, so what else do you got on your list?
Yeah, number 2, got the Skywatch Star Travel Telescope 102. This is the telescope I have. It's a very good telescope, though. I think Skywatch is a pretty good brand for that. For starter telescopes, I think this one, also around probably $300. This is a refracting one, so it's a bit longer. It's about, 100 centimeters, I think, is my telescope. It comes with a stand, good swivel mount and stuff too, and a couple different lenses. And the telescopes are very cool. Definitely it's definitely something to spend a little bit more money on. If you get like kind of a cheap kiddie one from like a store, or like kind of an introductory one for kids, you just get a lot of frustration. But when you get a professional instrument, it's so cool. Like the first night we saw the moons of Jupiter, like Galileo did 400 years ago, and like, wow, exploring the universe, that's very cool. You can see planets. I don't think we've seen rings of Saturn yet. But yeah, get some cool close-ups and kind of, learn more about the night sky.
You said something really important there, which is you might be tempted to buy the inexpensive telescope, for the kid. Oh, I don't want to get into something too expensive. They might not like it. The thing is, those inexpensive telescopes are really hard to use. I know because I got several of them in my life as a kid, over the years. And they just, you try to use it. You don't really see anything. I can't even see the moon. And you just give up in frustration. But a better telescope, that helps you through it a little bit, might be just the thing to get someone hooked on it. So
exactly. Yeah. So less frustration, more wow. Like just look. Yeah. I took an astronomy class this semester, and astronomy class combined with having a telescope already was very cool. So definitely going out for some night quests here. It's the middle of winter here in North Dakota, so nobody really wants to be outside ever. But hopefully when summer hits, we'll be going out for some late nights. So nice.
That's a great idea. I like that. And as you progress up with telescopes, you can get motorized ones. You can program in what they're going to look at. You can even attach a camera or remote attach your phone to it, so you can see the images on the phone screen. And it's a hobby that progresses up, and basically the more you spend, the more features you're going to get. Nice. Maybe someone can get a gift for their kid that's really a gift for themselves.
Right. Yeah. That could be a good combo too, right? Taking it because like kids can't drive. They can't drive out to, because if you're in town trying to stargaze, not going to see probably a whole lot, but go a ways out, and then I can see some really cool stuff out there.
Something to do together. Excellent. Yeah. All right. What's next on your list?
Yeah, number 3, we got a tech bag. The one I chose here is from Osprey. They're a pretty good company. They've got a really cool guarantee. I don't know if you guys have any Osprey products. I just ordered a backpack from them. That's my Christmas gift. But yeah, tech bags are super nice. I've got one, just kind of a generic one I got here, but super nice. Just throw kind of all your like cable management, little mice, all my power adapters too. I've got it right here. It just kind of, mine rolls up so you can put different, I've got like 2 chargers in there, a couple different like 5-volt adapter bricks, one for my laptop, and a couple random iPhone cable for my fiance. But cable management is huge, especially if you got to if you're a student, throwing all that into a backpack can get super messy. Cables can get bent out of shape. But yeah, getting a nice little tech bag is super handy. One of my favorite everyday carry things so far.
And a tip there is get one that's light inside. Like in bags in general, I think having light interior fabric makes it easier to find stuff, because everything is either like white cables or black cables, and so it's going to be hard to find things. So if you find a contrast in color, Osprey is a great brand. They've been around for ages. They are well liked by outdoors people. But having a good tech bag, if you're trying to put together a stocking or like a set of gifts, like a charger, some cables, and a tech bag all together, that's not a bad little set of things to get someone.
I like that idea. That's a good setup. Yeah.
All right. What's next on your list?
This one's kind of funny. This is the curveball. So I kind of found a lot of assorted metal coins that I kind of made for like role-playing games like D&D or Shadow Dark or something. You could easily use them for like board games or kind of playing pretend too, or even playing poker. So actually what me and my buddies are kind of big on poker, and we just kind of use the regular poker chips. I thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if you had these cool, like weirdly shaped metal coins? You throw that in the pot, and actually my dad and I, we like playing role-playing games too. And he's got all sorts of cool props. I thought, man, that'd be so cool if you had you get a little bit of money for completing a quest or something, and he just hands you a couple of gold coins. Like, I feel like, just holding something in your hand like that is very cool. I found these ones on Amazon. I think I was looking at Etsy too, and they seem to have quite a few. I'm sure you could find them too at different like hobby stores like Hobby Lobby or whatnot. But I just thought that would be a neat idea. Like, I'd love to get a sack of gold for Christmas. Like, that'd be crazy. I love
this idea. I'm totally going to do this for my kids. They're all into role-playing games and board games, tabletop games. I think they would love this sort of thing. This is a great idea. If you just look at Amazon, there's like a ton of them, different ones. So, if you follow the link that'll be in the show notes, it'll go to one particular one, but look around, and like you said, Etsy is always a good place for that sort of thing too. I love that idea. That is fun. Excellent. And what else do you have?
All right, final number, item number 5, the 8BitDo retro keyboard. There's a couple different flavors. The two I was looking at specifically are the Commodore 64 one and the NES ones. This is a pretty big keyboard. I think it's got a 10 key on the end. Or no, this one doesn't have a 10 key. But yeah, nice mechanical keyboard. I think these connect via Bluetooth, and you can wire them in too. So I know a lot of people, like my brother, has a setup where he likes to have his wireless keyboard so he can have his Mac up on a stand. So this is pretty nice. One less cable to lug around. All these different mappable hotkeys too, which is kind of nice. And they're styled like retro keyboards. So this Commodore 64 one is kind of that nice, like sickly 1970s computer gray. And you've got the NES one, which is kind of that classic NES. Like you got that red and white on there. I think they come with like a joystick and some buttons too, which is kind of fun. So you can play like retro games with a humongous joystick. But yeah, I haven't clicked one of these yet. I saw them at the Best Buy in town a month ago, and I'm thinking about that too as my secondary Christmas gift. But very cool form factor, very cool design. And I thought the Bluetooth and wired options was kind of a cool in between too. So you can switch between that for depending on what you're doing and where you need to go. So
I'm having a flashback.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they had an Apple II version, I'm there. I would totally buy that. That would be awesome.
They might. Yeah. AP2 is a cool company. They make really good controllers too, like third-party controllers for Nintendo. So yeah, I guess that'd be the secondary thing. If you've got a gamer in your life who needs a cool controller, they have a really cool setup too, neat form factors and stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think the keyboards, if you're like a retro Xbox one, where'd that go? I just had that link.
Commodore. Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah.
Are they only compatible with Windows, though?
I think they could work with either one. I know specifically they're probably meant for Windows, but I guess I haven't tested out.
Keyboards on Macs. That's not a problem.
Not a big. It shouldn't be. Yeah,
you just got to reassign the command keys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not tough. Excellent. Well, that is a great list, Leo. You came out of the gate with a good list. Very
good.
Some things across all the price points. So yeah, excellent. Some good ideas. I guess I got some good ideas from you too. So my list this week is, my theme is office productivity stuff for your office or the office of a loved one. And the first one is kind of low tech, but this is, I think sometimes you need a little low tech to go with your high tech. And this is the Quartet Glass Dry Erase Whiteboard, but it goes on your desk. It's intended to sit just above your keyboard, just in front of it, like between the keyboard and the monitor. And it has it's the same shape as, like, it's probably the length of my Apple extended keyboard. So it's got the 10 key and everything like that. And it's a whiteboard. It's just a whiteboard for making notes. Because how many times you get a call, you're on a call with somebody, you want to remember something. You don't want to open up an app and, try to type into a note. You just want to grab a dry erase marker and write a little thing. And it's got a little storage on the side, so you can open it up and you can keep pens and paper clips, whatever in there, and mints, something, whatever you need to put in there. And so it's a really convenient little productivity tool for your desktop. And it's glass dry erase as opposed to that like board kind. So it's a little higher quality, a little nicer. And I think, if I understand, the glass ones erase better, longer. So like if you leave dry erase on a regular dry erase board too long, you have to kind of take special steps to clean it off. Whereas with the glass one, it actually it's easier to clean. That's from what I understand. Little Windex or that sort of stuff will take care of it. So cool. I don't know if I said the price, but it's on Amazon it's $28. So which is pretty good.
Nice. That's kind of nice too. I always keep by my desk like a notebook or like a piece of paper, because I feel like you're always in the digital world, but if you need to remember something, it's so nice to like just write something down for once. And
exactly. Cool. I don't have a notepad here. Like I've had like a Moleskine or other things, but just having like a little dry erase thing to mark on, and for temporary things, just like a phone number or here's your confirmation number, just write it down, that sort of stuff. So I like that. The next one is again for an office. I think a HomePod Mini is a great office tool. You want to if you want to listen to music or a podcast while you're at your desk, or, you know, you don't want to wear headphones. So I don't want to wear headphones. I wear headphones all the time. As I don't always want to wear my headphones. Sometimes I just want to have music in the air. But also the utility of it, where if want to, you know, use my smart lights and turn them on and off, or, I mean, you could ask Siri a question, but you never know what you're going to get for an answer. So that's not, maybe in the future when Apple Intelligence becomes intelligent, we could do that. But the HomePod Mini is a nice little, you know, speaker. Now, they haven't updated it in a while, and there is some talk that a new version is coming soon. I'm not sure that a new version is going to be that much better than the current version, frankly. I mean, it'll have a new chip in it, whatever. But if you're looking to get someone a Christmas present, it'll be fine. And frankly, if they come out with a new one, you know, the first week of January, Apple has a very generous return policy. So don't worry about that. But the HomePod Mini, it's $99, which is a really good price. I was thinking of getting one of these for my daughters, their room, for them to, you know, play music and listen to stuff on, and then I can do the intercom thing where I can talk to them through it. They wouldn't know that part ahead of time.
I know, I'm scrolling through the page and I just saw the intercom. I'm like, oh, that'd be so fun. I feel like my family would have like a field day with that.
Exactly.
I have 2 minis and a regular size HomePod in the house, and Kevin and I will use the intercom quite a bit.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting another. I've got one in my kitchen, use as the kitchen speaker, and I've got 2 here in the office. This is where our TV is in the office with me, and I use them in the stereo pair. That's my basically sound system for the off of the Apple TV. Works really good. But I'd like to get. I want to replace all the echoes. Frankly, I'm over the Amazon ecosystem at this point. I'm all in on Apple. So, you know, I'd like to move to that in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I can't do a Christmas list without having something from Anchor on it. So, this is a product I've got recently. It's the Anchor Nano Charging Station. It's a 7-in-1 USB-C power strip. So what it has, so it plugs into the wall. It has USB-C, 3 USB-C and 1 USB-A port on the sides. Okay. It also has retractable USB-C cables that, you know, you pull them out, you can, you know, they're spring loaded. They'll retract back in like our vacuum cleaner when I was a kid. I don't know why they don't do that anymore, vacuum cleaners, but they probably because kids play with it. And it also has 3 AC outlets on the back, so you can plug other things into it. And it's great. And it's got a digital readout on the front, so that when you plug something in, it tells you how many watts it's pulling, which actually helped me out because there was a point I always plug my iPad into that. And a lot long ago, I plugged it in and it was only pulling 1 watt. I'm like, that can't be right. And it wasn't charging. My iPad wasn't charging. And so that's what told me, oh, I think I need to reboot the iPad. Just, you know, I had it on the beta software, so it's probably a beta issue. In any case, it helped me out by letting me know. So I like having that readout, see how fast things are charging. It's $69. As Joanne mentioned, there's often sales. They had a Black Friday sale. I'm a betting man. I'm going to guess there's going to be another sale between now and Christmas on a lot of this stuff. So keep your eye out as we get closer. But this is, I really, really like this product. This was a really good purchase for me. And
that's so neat. I love the retractable cables too, because I feel like I'm always like trying to find a cable or you never have enough. But then if you can just like say someone's like, hey, I need a phone charger, you have one, just pull that right out. And
yes.
That's so cool too.
And then you retract it and it's not, laying in the way on your desk, it's not in a mess,
Exactly. Yeah. Really clean space. Wow. That is cool. And being able to charge, because I like how everything is kind of migrating over to USB-C now too. Cause I'm like, oh, this could be a little station for like my Oculus Quest 2, the Nintendo Switch. If my computer was new enough to use USB-C, I do that one too. But no, that's really cool. And the readout space too.
I like the retracting. I've got cables that are like laying all over the floor because it's a long cable, but when the kids come in, they unplug, a laptop and it flops on the floor. It's like, makes a mess. You're stepping on it. Your cables break. Yeah. The retracting thing is great. Now, the next one is another product that I have, and I picked this out. It is a small fan they call air circulator. Now, the reason I like this is it can be silent. Now, for me, podcasting, I need quiet. If you hear a fan humming in the background, it'd be really distracting to the listener. So I wanted a fan that could be quiet. Now, if you understand how most fans work, is they have 3 settings basically: off, then they switch to high, medium, and low. The Technology Connections YouTube channel, he talked about why fans from the beginning, like from 100 years ago, go from off to high instead of off to low, medium, and high. They go off to high, medium, and low. I forget what it is. But this one is you turn it on and then it's constantly variable. So you can turn it as a dial and it will tune in to exactly the speed you want. And you can it has some pretty good, like if you turn it up, it's blowing some good air. But I can turn it down enough where I can get just like, sometimes I just want air to be moving, sitting in an office with the door closed. Sometimes I just want some air to move, but I don't want to be cold and I don't want to be blowing on me and blowing on the microphone. And so this is a great fan for that sort of thing. And also, it helps you not use too much energy and that sort of thing. Vornado 533 DC smart small air circulator fan with variable speed control. It is really nice. For a fan, it's a little pricey. You could get a desk fan. It's a small desk fan. You can get a desk fan for $20, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, we've had a Vornado for, I want to say 4 or 5 years now. They are very, very reliable.
Yes.
So the price is worth it.
That's right. Yeah, it's not going to break tomorrow. It is going to last you a number of years. So when I put it on the list, it was at $80, but now it's at 70. So that's pretty good. So that looks like the price goes come down a little. And then the last one this is actually kind of my Christmas list. The Brother P-Touch personal label maker. People always put these on their lists, of great products to get. And this is a Bluetooth label maker. So you can connect it to your phone and they have an app, and then you can create the labels on your phone. You can design them and they have all kinds of interesting, funky design. And man, I love to label things. I love to label cables. I have so many cables. I don't know what I don't know what this cable does. Where does it connect on the backside? And that way I can know what it's for. And for, $40, this is a nice cable maker. It does not cable maker, a label maker. And it does all kinds of labels for, and it's one of those things where when you got it, you start to find uses for it. And then you maybe drive your spouse a little crazy with you labeling everything. Why is there a label on the dog?
I understand the label thing. I have a P-Touch, but without this keyboard. And I like the fact that it has a keyboard on it.
Yes.
Because the one I have is an older one, and they wanted you to use your phone or your iPad.
Right.
But I like it better that it has the keyboard right on it.
You have the option back and forth. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good brand. I know my mom had one when I was growing up, and me and my siblings were never allowed to touch it because we would always make silly labels. But I think it. I know I should put this on my list too. But hey, I need to label some stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, making doofus labels and putting them on your brother. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. A classic. Yeah, no, it wasn't me though. Don't worry, it wasn't me.
Why do you have a doofus label? Why do you have a kick me label on your back? What?
And it has
it's formatted so nicely too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, and Joanne, like you said, the keyboard, so you can do Bluetooth or you could just do the keyboard right on it, because sometimes you just need a simple label. So it gives you the options, and that's really good. So those are our Christmas gift items that we're suggesting this year from our lists, and hopefully there's something on there that maybe either you'd like to put on your Christmas list or that you could find for someone in your life. And this is why we do it. We want to help people find things, useful things, not just, silly things, but useful things to help them, or things that bring joy and whimsy, like fantasy coins for your D&D game, which I think is awesome. I'm gonna get
Wouldn't that
some.
be so cool? You just imagine imagine picture like a tavern scene, and like you're about to go into like a betting thing, and he puts the coins on the table one click by one, and you just hear them hit the table, and then you've got your metal tankard too. You put that down. I think that's
totally
it's on my
joyous.
list too. It's on my dad's list. Don't tell him that. I think he listens to the show. So
That's awesome. All right. So folks, those are our Christmas gift ideas. We have at least one more week of Christmas gift ideas coming up. So you can hear those ideas. I think Father Joseph and Tom are next week. So you'll get to hear theirs and my last set of gifts next week. So before we move on, we want to take a moment to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create the secrets of technology, including Andrew G., John W., Alex, Ricardo G., and William T. Their generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue the secrets of technology and all the shows at StarQuest. And you can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. So again, a headline or two this week that I want to cover before we go. And the first one has to do with Amazon. Amazon is changing its policies, or how copyright protection is applied to self-published ebooks in the Kindle Direct program. So there's they sell two different kinds of ebooks on Amazon. There's the big publisher ones, and then there's the self-published ones that anybody can self-publish their book on Amazon. And so until now, every book has come with the standard Amazon digital rights management, DRM. And now they're going to let the authors decide whether they want to take DRM off of their books that they sell. And the books will be available in EPUB or PDF format, which at first glance sounds good, but there's a couple of caveats that come with this. First, the author has to take proactive steps to put it DRM free. So that means that older books that are already listed, they have to go in and actually change the setting so that they could be DRM free. But there's some concern, though, that it may actually incentivize authors to apply DRM to their ebooks. That more like, instead of making more books available DRM free, it means that more books will be DRM'd because authors who didn't understand what was going on are now being told, if I don't do this, people will be able to pirate my books. So that's the big concern. What do you all think of this program, but also maybe even Amazon's current DRM stance for their ebooks? What do you think of this, Leo?
Yeah, I think I feel like DRM is such a complicated topic in my mind. I feel like there's such a weird line between owning versus renting in the digital space too. Because it was then with this, if you purchase a book on Amazon, then you do kind of have that sort of vendor lock-in, I suppose, as well. If you can only have your ebooks on Amazon. Actually, I'm a big fan of just I purchase PDFs from, I think, Humble Bundle's pretty good. And Drive-Thru RPG, places like that, and actually just set up a server or a service on my server to host all my ebooks and stuff, so I could read those without having to go through my Google Drive anymore. So I personally do like having that option, but I can understand as a publisher wanting to avoid having your books be pirated. Yeah, that's complicated. I don't know if I have a good answer either way. So
what do you think, Joanne?
Well, after I went and downloaded all of my Kindle books before they closed the loophole, it's hard because I have books that are for work and I have books that are for me, pleasure. And I'm more concerned about the work ones because the work ones I tend to use sometimes in a cut and paste mode.
Right.
And it's really, instead of me having to type everything out or write everything out as I'm using it for different things. So my feeling is that if I can do it no matter what it is, if I can still cut and paste, I'm good. But the DRMs are making it more difficult to do that.
Amazon's really, the last couple of years, have been locking down their DRM really hard, making it impossible to back up. I had an issue where I almost lost my entire library of 700 Amazon books. Yikes. I had to have them go in and fix it one by one by one. It had to do with a firmware upgrade on one of the Kindle devices, munged the entire library. It was terrible.
Oh my gosh!
So at that point, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to back up my entire library. I'm not going to risk losing it. So I backed up everything through Calibre, which is the open source, and I currently use a piece of software called ePubOR, which is it basically strips the DRM. That's just straight up what it does. I don't give the book away to other people. But I save it as a file, an EPUB, DRM free on my computer, so that I can access the darn thing when and where I want to because I bought the book. But as Amazon has gotten more and more stringent about their DRM, it's kind of funny that while they're tightening things down on one end, they're kind of appearing to loosen things up on the other end, but maybe they're not. It's an interesting question. I'm like, what really is going on here? And I've just shifted my book buying to Kobo, Kobo.com. They sell their books in EPUB format, DRM free. So that's what I do. I download them from there and I save them on my computer, and I upload them to my Kindle because I still like to use the Kindle device. So they have most everything. There's some of this independent stuff is only available on Amazon. So I'd like the idea that that some authors can choose to be DRM free on the Kindle store. That would help me. It would actually mean I would buy, those independent books from there if they're not available on Kobo. So it's this DRM thing, and Amazon is just becoming more and more tight-fisted about it. And I just want to buy a book and be able to, to own it. Like the old days.
I almost wonder too about how transparent they're going to be with which books are DRM free or not. Because if you buy a book and you're thinking, oh, cool, I can just put this over on the Kindle, go through my PDF workflow, and it's like, sorry, you're locked into using Amazon Kindle if it's going to be as explicit like on the purchase page or not.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it will say right up front, and that it will even just give you the option by the PDF version, the EPUB version, or the DRM version, which I'm not sure why anyone would, but but they could, I suppose. The thing you were saying about, Joanne, about the being able to copy and paste, that's a big issue. Is like even just getting stuff out of a Kindle book is really a pain in the neck. I've had cookbooks that I got, and I wanted to copy a recipe out, and it's just the way this stuff copies it wants to attach a citation to everything, and it's a mess. It makes a mess.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just in a PDF, it would be just a regular copy.
And I'm not trying to, plagiarize or do anything. I'm taking notes, basically putting them in a notebook.
Right. So
that I can, or for a lecture or for a Bible study or for a presentation. And it's like pulling teeth.
Yep. Yeah. It's not, they don't make it easy. And, it makes it harder to use these books. So something to keep an eye on. Let's do another headline. This one is from New York Times, and it has to do with Instacart. And what they found was someone did this study where they took a bunch of volunteers. In this one particular instance, it was 40 people, all on a Zoom call, all simultaneously logged into Instacart to a particular Safeway grocery store in Washington, D.C., and they all at the same time selected the same brand of eggs, choosing pickup to get instead of delivery, and they all got, or many of them got, different prices for the same thing.
Here we go.
So what we're seeing is that a lot of us have feared is that we're going to get variable pricing on things in the real world. That they're going to charge price for this person over here versus that person over there. And they say that they're not profiling in the sense of they're not using any known demographic characteristics like your zip code. Like if you live in a more expensive zip code, you'll pay more for eggs, or God forbid, racial or other factors. They say they're not doing that. That would actually be illegal. But there's nothing to say that they can't use other things like what they know about our shopping patterns and that sort of stuff. And what we're getting to is a point where you can't know how much a thing costs before you go to buy it. And things, I know Amazon does this.
Yes.
They price things in order to extract the most money out of us, basically. That's the idea is to suck us dry to get as much money possible from each individual person. I think this is a bad thing.
So I was going to say, didn't Amazon try this at one point and people started getting wise to it?
Well, they still do it, where sometimes the different people will log in and not for everything and not all the time, but they'll sometimes see a different price than what someone else saw who also was looking at the same item. So it's not everything, but it does happen sometimes.
And I can go one better with that one because we have a business account at work. And I can go and look for an item on the business account and an item on my regular account. And sometimes I find it cheaper on my regular account than on the business account.
Wow. Yeah, because businesses are less price sensitive, they say.
Yes,
Right.
but this is attached to a diocese.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, go figure that one out.
Yeah. It was, and there's interesting in the article itself. It talks about how in a different study that was published, the economists argue that algorithmic pricing can lead to higher costs for consumers because if companies know that their competitors will almost instantly match their prices, like if they raise the price, someone else will raise theirs immediately. They have less incentive to try to attract customers by offering a better deal. Like there's no incentive for a better so the old fashioned way was, that guy down the street is offering it for $1.99. We'll offer it for $1.98 and people will come to our place to get a better deal. But if they just instantly match each other, then there's no point in trying to offer a better deal. Yeah.
And I find it interesting because I'm still a in-person shopper. I know at some point as I'm getting older, I might start to migrate to Instacart and DoorDash and things like that. I'm not there yet. So until I'm there, I would rather go to a place and know that I'm going to get something cheaper.
Right.
The same product, cheaper.
That's a truism I found is that the product is always more expensive when you buy it through the online than if you go in and buy it yourself in person. It's always more expensive. Like DoorDash is a great example. I will always go to the restaurant's website itself to see, if they'll deliver. Like if I get Chinese food, I always get Chinese food on my birthday. And if I can buy Chinese food, if I go to the restaurant's website, they'll always be cheaper than DoorDash. Even before the individual items will be cheaper on the menu, even before the delivery charge. That's why I still go grocery shopping in person myself because Instacart is it's always more. Even the grocery shopping from like the store's own, we have Stop and Shop in this area, and their service is called Peapod. But if I use that's more expensive than in person. And then you get the horror stories of the pickers who don't know how to substitute things, or they don't know how to pick a banana, that sort of stuff. But that's a whole nother thing.
That was good during the pandemic.
Yes.
But
yes. But yeah, the problem though, like with this algorithmic pricing is it makes it difficult to save any money. It makes it difficult to figure out how to allocate my limited funds. And that's a problem. It's making life giving more friction to people in their daily life. And that's worse. It's causing more friction in society. I don't think this is better. I have a good friend, Brendan Hodge, who's a professional pricer. I should probably talk to him and maybe even get him on the show to talk about some of this stuff because it would be a very interesting discussion. How, from his perspective, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And how could it be done better than the way it's done? So, all right. We'll have links to those in headlines in our show notes. But now we do want to wrap things up, and we would love to get your thought on any part of our discussion or any of our Christmas gift ideas, or if you have any Christmas gift ideas to bounce off of the ones that we had, we would love to hear that from you. You can do that by sending us an email to technology@sqpn.com. Visit the StarQuest Discord community at sqpn.com/discord. Find links from our discussion and picks of the week on our show notes at starquest.fm/TEC325. And find previous episodes of the show at sqpn.com/technology. You can follow The Secrets of Tech in Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, TuneIn, in your favorite podcast app, or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/StarQuestMedia, where you should hit the bell to subscribe, or hit the bell to get notifications after you've hit the button to subscribe. Write a review in Apple Podcasts or one of the podcast directories, and share the podcast with your friends. That helps us grow this community and reach even more listeners. So until next time, Leo Devick, thank you for joining me and sharing the secrets of technology.
Thanks, Tom.
Joanne Mercier, thank you as well.
Thanks, Tom, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
And once again, I'm Don Bettinelli. Thank you for listening to the Secrets of Technology on StarQuest. Here's another show on the StarQuest network you're sure to enjoy, The Secrets of Stargate. Find it wherever fine podcasts are found, or at sqpn.com/Stargate.